I like how the minute you said "Here we go," Brooke was like,
Yeah, there we go.
"Freeze mode."
I'm nothing if not professional.
Yes, we are live and we are on YouTube, and that's where we are, folks. I hope everyone's joining us. I'm hoping everyone is having a good Thursday. Hopefully, everyone is getting rested because tomorrow night.
Oh no!
Tomorrow night is the big
I'm nothing
one.
if not professional.
Yes. We are live.
I'm not ready.
Remember the
We are
5th
on,
of November.
YouTube.
That's the one, right?
Yes. Remember the 5th of November.
Uh,
That's where we are, folks.
Yes,
I
we're
hope
gonna
everyone's
we're gonna
joining
dump
us.
tea
I hope
into the
everyone's
ocean.
having a good Thursday. Hopefully everyone is no, we're gonna blow up Parliament because I hit the wrong button.
Right, sure. I forget.
Tomorrow night is
The barbarian monk and cleric plot. I don't know.
Right.
something like
Yes.
that. I lost the rhythm, so.
Let me pull out chat here so I can have this out here. There we go. Okay, so yes, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Game HQ. Be there or be square. It's like I said, we're talking about geeks here. Be there and be square. It is 24 hours of gaming. And
In a row.
for my first time, folks, I am actually taking part in Extra Life and doing the full 24-hour thing, folks. So come down. If nothing else, come down at 9 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday morning, and see what I look like after no sleep. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It is to raise money for Extra Life, which then raises money for the Oklahoma Children's Health Foundation, for the Oklahoma Children's Hospital. We're very proud of this organization, and Extra Life is very proud of the Central Oklahoma Extra Lifers. We've gotten a lot of mentions from them that we are doing great things here for such a small organization that basically started, about 10 years ago and with nothing, and just, this has all mostly been word of mouth. And last year raised $10,000. So we're hoping for $15,000 this year. Almost 1,000 of that's coming from Red Dirt D&D, thanks to our fans who followed us and watched us on the Extra Life event, which was fantastic. A mashup of Red Dirt D&D and Secrets of Monster Island teaming up, raising money, pulling shenanigans. It was awesome.
I was in the audience for that one, and I had so much fun. You guys came out of the gate. Mark Coffrin had this Groundhog Day type of thing going on. And the opening kind of flavor text, is something about in the air, there's an air of instability in the air. And I was just like going, oh, someone should have proofread that, and then realized that was part of the shtick after the first reset. And I was like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like waking up to I Got You, Babe over and over again.
Wow.
If anyone remembers that movie.
It was fun. You guys did a great job. Poor Aiden Cross's character that couldn't make it out of the boat and then was just dead for a while.
I think Aiden's the first person to tell you that he actually enjoys DMing more than he enjoys playing. I personally enjoy playing more than I do DMing. We'll find out how well I DM when Campaign 2 hits me. I think I'm recording it in February is when I'm DMing the Campaign 2. So
awesome.
Which campaign?
What?
Which campaign?
Campaign 2, Tales from the Ironwoods.
So that's slightly different than
slightly different. We had to do something different, folks. We've been calling it Campaign 1.5. So we go through Captivate. Captivate is our podcast server thing. And there goes Brooke. Brooke,
I'm
you went
still
away.
here.
Okay.
Yep, I'm still here for just a half second.
So Captivate allows us to do seasons, but the seasons have to be in whole numbers. You can't put in a 1.5.
No.
So we realized if we were going to call it Campaign 1.5, but Season 2, then when we did Campaign 3 or Campaign 2, it'd be Season 3. It'd be all sorts of confusing. So we are actually calling Tales from the Ironwoods, which is coming out, and the promo drops tonight. If you want to stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning, it drops at 2 o'clock in the morning for patrons and for regular podcast listeners, the promo drops tonight at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, I know we've got people who are going to stay up all night long and wait for that 2:00 dropping, just like you did for your Stranger Things.
It happened.
At 2:00 in the morning, we will drop the
It's
promo for Campaign 2, Tales from the Ironwoods, which kicks off November 19th. And I know y'all are very excited about that.
Very exciting.
Next Wednesday, we will actually have a kind of a rundown session 0 of it that will launch on Wednesday, Sunday for our patrons. And
that's a cool chat. It's
Yeah.
a really,
It's
I
a
really,
really
I
good
really
chat.
like it. The roundtables, the wrap-up roundtables have been great. I've enjoyed those. I hope everybody else has enjoyed those. We've had a good time with those, but it's going to be really fun to hear about these new characters coming in.
Yeah.
So
You know, we've already recorded 4 episodes,
yes.
and everything is going according to plan. I'm having the time
that's
of
an
my
Easter
life.
egg only 2 people right now get. 3 people get.
You
But
know,
I'm having
guys, trust me,
Johnny-
it's going to be worth it.
And I gotta say, because you guys will hear this character that Johnny comes up with, and I gotta say this about Johnny, because he was so dead serious in Campaign 1. You just don't realize how freaking funny Johnny Payne is. And I am editing these campaign or episodes 1 through 4, and I am laughing my butt off. So,
I
Johnny,
love-
thank you
Dude,
so
I had
much.
you falling on the floor laughing during a mic check. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
I love the teaser trailer. I'm not gonna give anything away. I love the teaser trailer, with just Twitch his personality, if I
Yeah.
can share his name. So
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we shared all their
Um,
names, so everyone's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just great. And Connor's in the chat.
Connor.
So
Let's say,
we've got new stuff dropping in media wise too, like
Yes.
the look of things.
Yes, that's all
you
going to
can
be
get our
dropping
names
tomorrow.
and some little character glimpses Monday afternoon, Monday evening.
Or was
something
it?
like
or was
that.
it? Yes, was it tomorrow? I thought he was talking about tomorrow. I would have to look
Is
at
it-
Yeah,
the.
something
Connor?
drops tomorrow with the thing,
Yeah.
and then something else
So
on
over
Monday.
the next week or so, we're going to see some new stuff coming out.
You're gonna see, yeah.
For
We'll see it come
campaign
together.
2, we're really excited about Tales from the Ironwoods. It's just going to be incredible, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a
So much
shorter
fun.
campaign this time, but the everyone's getting to DM. We'll find out Sunday. So we're doing 24 hours of gaming, and then on Sunday we're recording episodes 5 through 8. The good news is we do get an extra hour of sleep, thanks to Uncle Sam.
And we backed up recording time. The start, we
Yes.
back it up a little
To
bit,
noon.
so we'll run later in the day
because we will have to
recording,
come
but-
in. We will still have to do a new intro. We'll have to do a new, or have to do a roundtable for episodes 1 through 4, and then we'll record the episodes. So it can be a late night for us tomorrow on Sunday. But Connor is our DM for those 4 episodes. So Connor is going to, new website launches on Monday, Connor says.
That's right.
Character stuff
Aiden
to
has your
patrons
first
tomorrow.
4 episodes.
Yeah.
Yep. Aiden has your first 4 episodes that you'll get to hear very, very soon, and then
Mhm.
Connor has the 4 after that. So
Mhm.
super exciting. I think we have blurbs from everybody for the webpage except for one person, maybe.
I'm laughing from something I heard yesterday.
Well, Yeah, and the one person, Connor, lives with them, so we're not
Connor.
quite sure why.
Connor, listen
Follow
up.
them down.
Go walk down the
Just when
hall, bang
When
down
they
the
come
door,
home, just follow them around and just
No, here's how this has to go down.
hand them a pencil and
I need to hear,
paper.
So this weekend, I need to hear Ash say, "So I'm laying there sleeping, right?" And I start hearing this tap 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 sound. And I roll over and open my eyes, and Connor's standing over the bed holding a notepad and a pen. And just clears his throat.
It's like Craig will give me stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Connor sent me a message. He's like, look, I'm not trying to bother you. I'm like, no, look, I'm so busy you have to bother me. Or you're going to get nothing out of me. So.
Yeah. I think I was the first one to hand in mine because I'll just if someone says to do something, because I've got so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I am horrible at multitasking. Absolutely horrible at multitasking. I have to do so when someone says do something, I have to do it now. Because it just
got me while I was driving. And I didn't respond, but I just kept chanting character blurb, character blurb, character blurb, character blurb all the way home. Came in, sat down, popped it up. Yeah.
100%. And everyone, for a lot of people, it's been a really busy time for some reason, but you, for about a month and a half behind the scenes at just at your regular work, you've been slammed. Like you've been working hard. Yeah. So we've been really thankful to get, and I mean this, we've been really thankful to be able to still get everybody together for recording sessions.
I did tell him, I'm like, there's one Sunday a month. You can't touch me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll cancel everything else. But there's one Sunday. And like, cool. Which one? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
From one to the next, I don't know. But I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It kind of looked at me funny. And I was like,
or the fourth, right?
That's all I'm asking for is that. And then I let you know as soon as and they're like, okay, it's fine. And I'm like, okay, whew.
For the most
part, I've been busy so much that I turn things down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like some of the regular stuff I have scheduled, I haven't really had to put anything away yet. My Tuesday night Pathfinder game, there's been a couple times where I'm just like, oh, mute button, and then I'm back 30, 45 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good. It's good, healthy work, and it means job security, right?
No, my name was Pumpkins, actually Pumpkins Spice. Pumpkin Spice. And my familiar allspice.
That was in the Extra Life game. So
yeah, but I'm really excited about these.
So good.
I'm really excited about campaign 2. Campaign 1, we finally put it to bed. This past Wednesday was the final summary that we got to. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, head over to reddirtdnd.com. You can find us wherever you get podcasts. It was fun to go from the very beginning, from the pilot episode all the way through, and talk about all the things we did. It's a little bit longer of an episode, but it was a lot to go through. 118 episodes, 2 years and 2 months. It was pretty phenomenal. And when you think back about where we were when we all started this thing, it's pretty busy. Phenomenal. Yeah. We also didn't know each other.
We're busy. Yeah.
We just thought we'd just throw this little podcast out there and see if it would work.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been awesome. And as you've, fans, you've already heard this, probably in mantra, but if people who love to wait until something is over, I'm telling you, as a person who listens to a lot of podcasts, Red Dirt D&D is one of the most bingeable podcasts out there because you don't get overloaded, like you do with others that are 2 hours long or 4 hours long. You can knock out 5 or 6 episodes while you're doing something else, maybe several somethings if it's not working in the yard all day or at work or whatever. They're just great. And I've had friends who came to the show late, and then when they caught up, they were like, I have to wait a whole week. So now you can just whoosh right through it.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's anyone out there, and there are people who are doing this apparently, because yesterday we had 399 downloads. Just a couple people, I think one guy in Wyoming and another guy in Oklahoma City, and I say guy, a person, because I don't know them personally, but they downloaded many of our episodes. So, it's so easily bingeable because they're only 40 minutes long, real easy to listen to. If you got some friends out there who would like to, listen to a full podcast season, this is a perfect one, and it's a lot shorter than listening to the first campaign or second campaign of Critical Role. which would take you several
Story
years.
arc, cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we're very, very, very
Just
proud of
like-
this.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that
again, I was just gonna say, whenever what we were calling 1.5 that now has to be called 2 because of tech issues. When campaign 2 comes out, you can get started right from the get go, and that will also be just as enjoyable. We'll talk more about that later, I'm sure. So
yeah, and actually, the next time we meet, it will have dropped, so we can actually talk about campaign 2, which I'm really excited. I think people are going to be really thrilled with it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a little bit more fun than campaign 1. We're not taking ourselves quite as seriously, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun. We are still storytelling. We're not. There are podcasts that try to be funny, and so they are comedians that are purposely trying to be funny about it. We're not trying to make it a humorous, but we are allowing ourselves a little bit more freedom because campaigns 1 and the next campaign 3 will be a little bit more serious. So we are allowing ourselves to have a little more fun, but we're not making it like, I don't know, it's like not a goofy comedy that does stupid, silly things.
We're not going full Sam Riegel.
Yeah.
no, not at
Not
all.
Full.
Although Hal's image in the text of Kiri's character, Billy Possum, an explosion in the background and big text,
Yes.
Mission Impossible. That's not wrong. So
Yes. Mission Impossible. I love it.
Possible. Oh, man, I can hear
Good
it
one,
in her
Hal.
voice now.
Good one, Hal.
I can hear that in her voice.
I think that she has definitely got to say that at some point.
Fun without slapstick? No. Fun without fart jokes. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Fun without fart jokes.
or other jokes that tend to be of just to be goofy and silly. And we're not trying to it's like the difference between a really good comedy movie and most Adam Sandler movies. It's just
right.
it's
Adam Sandler.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Adam Sandler movies are just they're just silly to be silly.
Yeah, they are.
And which they're enjoyable, they're funny, but
But you may not watch them more than once. Right? Maybe.
Right.
And this is really fun.
Yeah.
It has been fun. As the concept was coming in, I was the holdout. I was the one that was like, I don't really know if that's what we want to do, guys. And then I'm sold now. Being around the table with these great actors is just a blast. It's so much fun.
I know. Again,
Yes,
guys,
and
wait
you
till
too,
you hear
These great
Johnny.
actors and Johnny. It's been really good.
Wait till you hear Johnny, guys. Johnny's gonna crack you up.
That's okay. No, you're setting the expectations way up there. It's okay. It's different. It's definitely different. Yeah. But I think Michael, you'd asked me too, not to give spoilers too far into the future, but I may be playing another wizard in another campaign on this network.
Ooh.
In the future, people are like, you're gonna play 2 wizards in a row? It's like they're gonna be so entirely different that it won't click. It's hard to go like, oh, I'm a fighter and I'm a fighter, or some people can't do that.
Right.
I'm actually trying to challenge myself by playing the same class back to back.
Yeah, it is, and that's one of the things. I'm glad you're doing it because you'll be able to show people that 5e.
You bet.
The purpose of 5e is that you can actually play the same class and it be a totally different character. Mm-hmm. You've got your subclasses, you've got your different styles, different schools. When it comes to wizards, you've got so many different things you can do. What is your?
Well, don't forget too. By the time that happens, D&D 1.
Well, yeah,
Maybe
but no, the new you mean the new iteration of D&D?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's not supposed to be until 2024.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 2024.
Okay.
You can easily remember 2024 because it's the 10th anniversary of 5e and it's the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. That's why they're doing it.
I thought they were getting the ball rolling on the Unearthed Arcana early because it was going to be next year.
No, they're getting the ball rolling because they want to have this whole thing done and completed and tested by 2024. So no, we've got still almost 2 years to go before it comes out. And we had that with Connor and
two sorcerers, right?
Two sorcerers, yes.
They were very different. I think that was one of my funnest things. Of course, okay, my brain, ADHD. Of course, Michael, you are assuming, and it won't be until 2024 that it's only going to take us a short, year to do season 2, right?
Oh.
Originally season 1.5. Like, we might all get excited, and if every DM takes 6 instead of 4,
oh, that's true.
Oh, we can take liberties.
That's true. It's possible, but it is officially supposed to only take 6 months. It is officially only supposed to take 6 months. But
what's the over under, kids?
Yeah. Now I got to say, Aiden had 4 hours to do his, and he did it all in 4 hours. I was very surprised by that. He ended it ready to go for Connor's. So it's going to be, I think that's going to be the most interesting thing. And I don't think I've ever seen this being done before in a podcast is this switching out of DMs on this kind of a regular basis. Now, there's another show that I was listening to for a while, and the name completely escapes me. But they did shift out their DMs, but that was after long. They would have this almost a full campaign, a full arc, if you will.
Did they know
DM.
They were going to do it?
Yes, and that's how they'd actually planned it that way. That
Glass Canyon did that with Dune.
Okay,
they had one DM set it up and bring them to here, and the other DM picked it up and carried it home.
Yeah. And they played Imperium, and then I saw Imperium at TokenCon, and so that was really cool to be able to hear it on a podcast, and then stand back and watch some players play Imperium, and it was fun. I mean, it looked fun, it sounded fun, so yeah.
So this is the first time I think we've ever had it where it's like just every level. I don't think I've ever seen this before, where every level is a different DM. So and it's that's why we have a showrunner, is because it's got to have consistency between each piece, and our showrunner will be there during the each episode to make sure that there is consistency, that we stay, because it has
to keep us on track, or he has to be able to bring it all together at the end.
Exactly.
Yes.
I have full confidence in either worst case scenarios. He has to bring it together at the end, but I have full confidence that it'll be great.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be fun to see each of us do our own DM, because each of us has DM'd.
Yeah.
And so it'll be neat to see all of us in how we do our Dungeon Master style, because it's always different. And so I think people will be able to recognize that throughout the entire season. And I think it'll still only be about 6 to 8 months. Now, how long campaign 3 is going to last, that could be another 2.5 years.
Surely, yeah.
Once Ash takes the reins again, all bets are off. We could be going
to 20.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing, and it's a great testament to the show. That's the only thing I've heard from a few people is it wrapped up fast.
Yeah.
They kind of wanted, and that's perfectly okay, because it just means that, hopefully it means that we did a great story that people wanted more of. So
and there will be more. We will have more of these characters somewhere, somehow. These characters will return, because they are good, and there's still more for them to do. We left it with a lot more to do. There's still baddies out there that we got.
There's a guy in bathrobes out there.
Yeah,
exactly. Like there were almost like Michael Cross wink ding moments as we were doing the epilogue, where yada yada ding. Oh wait, yada yada ding. Like there were specific moments where dialogue mentioned things that these characters still need to do, possibly still need to do, at a live show or at a con, whatever it becomes being, So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and if nothing else, we can also do them on Twitch or YouTube for maybe raising money for Extra Life, like we did 2 years ago when we did the. Hey there, Andrew.
Good evening, Andrew.
And who did I see sneaking in?
Kinder
Thulu.
Kinder Thulu stuck in there. Woo.
Birthday boy Hal is here.
So
he gets a birthday present from us on the 13th when it drops.
Yeah.
Woo.
So speaking of Kinder, have you guys seen that the new Dragonlance is supposed to be? Is it already out or is it coming out soon? Something like that.
Soon.
And one of the baddies in it is Lord Soth, and I have just gotten to Lord Soth. I'm in the third book, and Kitiara's manservant Death Knight guy, who everybody just kind of stays away from because he's creepy as hell. So as soon as the Lord Soth thing, I'm like, I know who that is. I get that reference.
I get that reference because I've just been rereading the book.
You heard of me?
You've heard of me? Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And so reading it, and I'm guessing that he's supposed to be the servant of the Dragon Queen, and I'm guessing then Kitiara is supposed to be. Is it taking place in the first book then? First trilogy?
I haven't figured that out. Again, there's rumors of kind of like a weird time travel event,
Yeah, because you want to tie it into the current trilogy they're putting out. The first book is already launched for. I figured there would be a big tie-in opportunity.
But I think they don't. But you don't necessarily want to do that because the books aren't done yet. So I think what they want to do is probably the best thing to do is to tie it into the original trilogy that everybody knows and is already done. And was done, 30, 40 years ago. So do that. I think they're going to tie it into the first trilogy. And that way the books can have a life of their own, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I had a chance to play a couple of games in the Dragonlance campaign setting in those hardbound books that came out whenever that was.
Oh,
and
gosh, in the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, and they were fun. They were great. Less fun when you did it in whatever the age after Dragonlance Wars were. Those seemed less fun to me because a lot of the mythos was lost. But
after the War of the Lance stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But still, they were fun. So I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully getting to get some friends together and play in that. It'd be great. So.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I know that Aiden he's taking us through Ravenloft right now, but there is just so many things. There's just a plethora of different places now that you can play in, and I think that you could play a different D&D game every night, and you could play in a totally different world, a totally different setting. What a wonderful thing. And that's not going to change when the new iteration comes out. That's what they're trying to do with this new iteration, is so that make sure that your Dragonlance, your Ravenloft, Forgotten Realms, Planescape when it finally comes out, that all of these still are compatible with whatever comes out next. That's why they're putting out all these setting books, I think.
Yeah.
Is to make sure that when the new iteration comes out.
Did you guys see the blurb? I saw it on a couple different websites that basically Wizards of the Coast was the biggest chunk of income for Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been interesting reports about their end of year revenue and stuff. And that was a big one for sure.
And that's before the movie, you know, I mean, obviously, because, and so I would just like, my goodness, hopefully these old men figured it out. We own that as Michael Cross.
Exactly. We own that. Yes. And yes, and it's making them money. You've also got video games that are coming out. You've got a new TV series that's apparently in the works. You've got comic books. There's going to be comic books that are going to be the precursor for the movies, preludes that will lead up to the movie. Apparently, so that I've been saying this since 2018, folks. Why are you not using multiple forms of media to get this game out in front of people?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they
were crazy. They mentioned they've been mentioning for years doing a animated Magic the Gathering series on Netflix, and then it just kind of went to the wayside. You don't hear about it anymore.
No,
it's like they have it's like someone goes, "I have a great idea. Yeah, let's do that," and then they leave the meeting and no one does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which makes no sense to me at all, because it's just it's a license to print money, as Critical Role found, not only with their podcast, but with their animated series, which now is going into season 2 come January. I mean, they figured it out. They could make money off of this IP, and it's amazing that Hasbro took so long to figure that out, and I don't understand why.
I didn't want to be the doom and gloom edgelord that I usually am, but Andrew brought up a good point there in chat.
Yeah.
Their sales are way down.
Yeah.
They think it's because they got such a... So it's like, here was their sales, and then COVID hit, and everyone said, I'll try this D&D thing so I can be social at home. And then COVID laxed, and so... it's like I always hear our salespeople at work get to talking about quotas and stuff or whatever, and I think if you lived on an island where there were 100 people and you made a product that was indestructible, after you sold that 100th one, you get yelled at the next day by your boss for not selling another one?
Yeah.
Everybody on the island owns one. You can't sell them anymore. So eventually you get to a point where like everybody who wants it has it. And then it's gonna level out. It's gonna
Well, and that's
level out.
No one. Unfortunately, it's amazing that people are still gauging. Well, how did compared to last year? It's like for certain things, sales were through the roof during COVID. You cannot compare how you're doing right now to how you did in COVID, any more than when COVID hit. If you're one of those that got hurt by COVID, that you could compare yourself to what had happened the previous year. Well, sales are down. Well, there's a pandemic, folks. You know, so some things did go up and I think our downloads have been a little bit lower, and I think that's also because people aren't necessarily home. They're out working, they're doing their jobs, and it takes a little bit. Sometimes you can't always listen to podcasts. So you have to forgive yourself of things are not going to be the same for the next 2 to 3 years, based off of what happened in 2020 and 2021. Mm-hmm. There was a pandemic.
There was, yep.
But it's still...
I never touched a virtual tabletop until COVID, and then I touched them all.
Yeah.
And then I make choices on them, and some I still roll with, and some I don't. And, the ones I don't, I'm part of the cause. There was a level off. Yeah. That,
Now we did Roll20, but I haven't touched Roll20, and we do still do the Secrets of Monster Island, and we did it for the Epic, but our Saturday night group we did Roll20 for 2 years, and then finally just about a month or so ago we went down to Edmond Unplugged on Saturday night and love it. We're back playing in person. Fantastic.
So fun.
Yeah. So Roll20 is still our go-to. I'm looking forward to whatever D&D Beyond decides to put out, whatever it's going to be. I just hope it's user-friendly. That's all I ask. It doesn't have to be 3D amazing graphics. Just make it as a DM user friendly, please. Make it so that I can throw something out there that quickly. Now
from what I gather from it, it's going to be super user friendly as long as you're just looking at front end stuff.
That's the
one
problem.
Of the cool things about like Foundry and such and Roll20 is that you can. I found this really cool token that represents my bard. My bard in my Pathfinder 2 game is like dirty and dingy, and his hair's greasy, and it's all about dirges and stuff.
That's cool.
And so I found a not sparkly bard, and that's my token in that game. What I hear with the D&D virtual tabletop is you've got to be like a high-end graphic rendering coder dude person to make someone a custom token, because they're going to have it not locked down, but just behind such a high level of tech that you have no option other than to just buy the ones they offer in their online store.
Well, and I mean, I've got workarounds for Roll20. I mean, I go to there's a token stamp website. I take a picture, put it in there, bling it, download it.
There's only a workaround option for the
still,
D&D.
Yeah, but it's still that. I've still got to go to a token stamp. I got to figure that, then download it, then upload it, then I'm actually very fast with Roll20 now. I was not when it started because it is not a user, and I'm talking about the back end stuff. The front end, sure, once it's out there, it looks great, but that's what I want for D&D Beyond. When I say user friendly, I'm not talking about for the players. Players are going to get a user friendly experience. I'm talking about for the DM to set up their game. I want to make sure that D&D Beyond puts out something that I as a DM can easily put together. Otherwise, I see no reason to leave from Roll20. That's why they've got to do it. You've got to give me a reason to leave Roll20.
To give us a first-person view. That's what I want. I want to look through the eyes of my character.
Well, that's cool.
That would be neat.
That would be neat, but I don't.
It's just a camera movement. That's all it is. It's a camera movement.
But I don't really care. I can look because I'm looking down at a table anyway. I mean, I just want it to be user friendly. I want it to make sure that everybody can use it and it's easy to use.
And the great thing is, if it's not, the great thing is if it's not, then we'll just use the board. We'll go back to Roll20 or Foundry or whatever we're using, but we'll just grab the vinyl graph paper and the markers and roll it out on the table in front of us if we need to. And but pre-show, Michael, you were talking about at Extra Life coming up this weekend. There was a little bit of a not concern, but people were just like, what happens if the power goes out?
Right. We're in Oklahoma City. For those of you who are not here, in Oklahoma City, we are expecting to have storms this weekend. And they could be severe. And it was Mark Coffrin. I realized that Mark Coffrin had broached to the Extra Life people, what if the power goes out? Do we have a contingency? And I said, first off, D&D by candlelight, which would be awesome. But also, I'm going to be
rumors at all.
Yeah, I'm going to be the only one that's going to be playing because I have pencil and paper characters. I have an entire binder full of all my AL characters that are all pencil and paper. That I've got all my spell cards. I've got everything I need in my backpack to play any character at any tier. And for all those people who play their games only using D&D Beyond, if power goes out, what's that?
Analog is the way to go.
It is.
It's nerds for the win.
It is. Because if nothing else, and I tell you, when I was my first experience, Aiden and I went to Extra Life in 2017, and it was a great experience. The second time we played was at Game HQ, and we were thrust into an AL Tomb of Annihilation game. And we were in this village, and some of the people were captured, and some of them were free, and were trying to figure out how to release the other characters. And everybody was doing this thing, and I pointed this to Aiden. I said, Aiden, watch this. Because every player was pulling out their character sheet and just looking over and over and over, looking through it. And I said, that's what a real D&D player does, is just looking through your character sheet. What do I have? What do I have that I can that will work for this? Do I have a piece of equipment? Wait, I've got some string. I've got a bell. And just watch them MacGyver this thing because of what's on their character sheet.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful experience. I was looking around. I hadn't seen since the 80s. And so I grabbed my son. I said, watch this. This is so, and now we do we always do that. I mean, when we're playing Red Dirt D&D and something's happening, I'm looking through okay, do I have, that's why I always want manacles.
No, I can't ask that question. It'll be a spoiler.
We can't. Oh, so many Easter eggs that only 3 people know right now. It's so great. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, it's coming, and it's going to be so much fun.
You never know how handy those things can be.
Yes, from the Extra Life, Andrew, a 10-foot pole, right?
A 10-foot pole.
Yeah. If that party had a 10-foot pole, oh my gosh,
A 10-foot pole. There are so many. It's a reason why every character gets 50 feet of rope. Okay, because
despite what they say in that movie what is it? Where he's like, "Why'd you bring rope?" Oh, what is that movie? The brothers. They're Irish.
I have no idea.
Someone in
Boondock
chat's gonna
Saints.
remember
Okay,
it. After class.
somebody's gonna know it.
Boondock Saints. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
he brings the rope. He's like, "Why'd you bring rope?" And it's
Yeah.
Clearly,
He
he
always
played
brings rope.
D&D. He knows to bring rope.
Yeah. Douglas Adams always said, "Bring a towel." No, always bring rope. Always bring rope because you will always need it. You'll need it to get in and out of issues. There's no such thing as too much rope. That's right.
I
It's
love
Jones.
the grognards in the chat right
Yeah.
now. You guys are my favorite.
And it is so important.
Hook, 10-foot pole, caltrops.
Yeah.
And I will say, maybe not 10-foot pole. I might be in trouble, but 3 of those 4 items are on Zionsi's character sheet right now.
Yeah, and it's and yes, I that's why when I was allowed to get some mundane items, I was like, okay, do you have this? Do you have this? Yeah, I need that because you just never know.
Twitch made sure you guys had everything he needs.
Now in 5e, the 2 things you always need. In 5e, the 2 things you always need is a healer's kit and a climber's kit. Always make sure you have a healer's kit and a climber's kit.
Yeah.
Can get you out of so much stuff. Crowbars, yeah. I once made a list of mundane items that every character, and it would cost like, I don't know, it's like 284 gold pieces or something like that. They probably need a bag of holding to carry it all in because it was a little weighty, but it had everything you could need in equipment, including like a tent. I believe in glamping. Yes.
Take a bard. You don't need a tent. Bring a bard. You got you covered.
What I love
we learned in Pathfinder 2 that it's handy to have a crafting kit.
Yeah.
Because you can fix those busted up shields. When you bed down for the night.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the new iteration does more with your skills, with the toolkits. Yeah, because right now tools you just don't really do anything except for thieves' tools. Everyone uses thieves' tools. But you got cartographers' tools and cooking tools and jewelers' kits and all these things.
Yes.
Just 5e just kind of, we threw them out there, but no one uses because there's no real mechanics for them. Whereas Pathfinder has these mechanics for these, that you can use and of course also if things break, but things really don't break in 5e, so you don't really have to fix a busted shield because the shield doesn't bust in 5e.
It's that sweet spot between D&D basic, and advanced D&D, right? It's that sweet spot. By the way, the things that are, the items that are rolling in the chat, you're going to see all of those items in the first 4 episodes of the Tales campaign, right?
Yeah.
So that's the group that you're playing with here. It's your peeps.
Except for Germs, I gotta know more about this magnet for your caltrops. So that's so you can just go by and just So you
just pull it out as one clump and you take one off and throw it, and take one off and throw it. Peel them all off.
And then when you need to pick them up, you just run the magnet over them and they all pick them up.
Yep. That's smart.
That's a great idea.
Notice that Hal was the next person to respond in the chat. And I am telling you, because I've DM'd both these guys, that the most dangerous thing for any dungeon master would to have both of those guys in a party at the same time. Like whatever plans you have for your monsters.
With a backpack of anything.
Just, it doesn't matter. Those 2 guys working together will completely MacGyver anything you're doing.
Yes.
And you should invite them to come play sometime. Anybody out there for a fantastic DM challenge? These guys are awesome.
Yeah, and that's why the best thing in the world is a bag of holding, because that can hold everything you could possibly ever want. It is a rogue's dream to have a bag of holding because you could carry anything you possibly could need.
Handy haversack, right? Where it's always on top, the thing you want, right? Oh, so good.
Yes. Yeah. And that's where shenanigans happen. They're so much fun. Yeah, really confuse your DM.
Yeah. I'm sitting here listening to you, Brooke, and I'm watching the chat, and I'm just thinking of those super super clutch moments in Glass Cannon episodes where they just are like, I have this spell that does this thing, but can I do this thing with it instead? Or I'm just gonna jump into this hole, or just, which probably explains why Mokrin was just like, I'm just gonna teleport 90 feet into the air that way.
Yeah.
It's, like you
It
get to
worked out
arrive
really
exactly.
well.
Well, and
You get to arrive exactly in the spot you want. Now, whether you stay there with a dex check or not, that's a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, and our Saturday night group, Derek Rusnick, who you might have seen on the Extra Life and on Secrets of Monster Island, he plays a Dampier on our Saturday night group, and realized he doesn't breathe. So he's like, can I get in the bag of holding? Sure. Because the only reason you can't put someone in a bag of holding is because they will suffocate. A Dampier does not breathe. So we stuffed him in the bag of holding to sneak into this ball.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah, that's the way it should be. It was fantastic. That's the kind of shenanigans you need in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I like how Andrew mentioned
the
last Extra Life there that you were in, Michael.
Mm.
And the funny thing about Andrew's comment, the last Extra Life with Johnny, Michael, Ash, myself, and Jessica, that poor DM during the epic. So the funny thing is when that thing started, I feel like the DM was like, oh, it's one of the role-playing groups.
Yes.
And then about halfway through, they're like, oh, crap, they can do both.
we could do combat, and that was why when the big bad came by, it was like, because we had a traveling guy who was going around table for this, and he was like,
every table. It went to one table, came to us, we killed it.
Yeah. Like within a round.
Yeah.
Like,
on accident.
Dude.
I think it died from collateral damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, when you've got Ash, Andrew, Johnny, and I at a table, and we had Dunic.
It's a lot of holding back a lot of times when I play these games. Yeah. It's like, this combat go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Let's let everyone have fun. But then when it's crunch time for the epic, and
yeah,
it's good times.
So
such a great community.
Before we end, I do want to get on my soapbox real quick. Tuesday is general election. Folks,
yes,
go out and vote. If you are registered to vote, go vote. Unfortunately, we do not have same-day registry in the state of Oklahoma because we're backwards, and we need to update our election rules. But if you are registered to vote, go vote. If you're already registered, there are 2 million people in this state that are registered to vote, and only about 5 to 800,000 people vote. Folks,
it's ridiculous.
If you're already registered, go vote.
100%.
There's no reason not to vote. You're already registered. Go vote. So.
Yep.
And this election, it doesn't. I mean, I have opinions, right?
Yes.
But
now, I'm not going to make any
election,
opinions.
It's so important for you to go vote. It's so important to go vote because, especially in Oklahoma, we are seeing. Like usually there's a 60-40, 70-30 split just because of the party affiliations.
Mm-hmm.
And this year there are some really important key races that are within the margin of error. And that's insane for Oklahoma, right? It's super important. Go vote, make a difference.
Yeah.
Make a difference.
Yeah. So that's our
soapbox.
You should
just be doing it anyways.
Yes, you should be voting. I mean, I vote in every election. Ever since I was 18 years old, and I voted for Michael Dukakis.
Wow. My first vote was Bill Clinton.
There you go.
There you go. I don't remember what my first one was, but I know that I missed getting to vote for President Bush by 45 days, right? I didn't turn 18 in time to vote in that November election. And so yep. So that was the one.
Wait a minute.
So.
For the first time he ran.
Yeah.
Like
not 89.
80.
Like
yeah,
89,
that was the Dukakis Bush race. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So we just all aged ourselves there. Decided realized how old we all are. Y'all can count backwards. You can figure out how old we all are. But yeah, I mean, I vote whether it's school bond elections, whether it's city, municipal elections, county, primaries. I vote all the time.
There's so much on that ballot. It's that aren't even the person's name.
Yeah, if you live in the Oklahoma City School District, there's a massive school bond going on. Folks, go out and pass that thing because this Oklahoma City schools need that money. You know, so I shouldn't have said that. That's getting political. Go vote. Go vote.
Go vote. Go vote. There's a healthcare thing about which healthcare program should Oklahoma have. Vote for. Find out.
You want healthcare? Move to Canada.
We used back in my day. We used to be able to blame Canada for stuff.
Blame Canada.
Oh my god!
So we got that. We've got Extra Life. We've got new episodes. I don't know anything else going on. What else? What are we watching? Anything right now? We only got 9 minutes left.
I'm still playing catch up on stuff. Although I will mention, as an old man, I've been reading this Death by Shakespeare, which is tons of fun. The subtitle is Snake Bites, Stabbings, and Broken Hearts. And so it's all the ways that Shakespeare has killed people in his plays that they die. And it talks a little bit about like the social situations at the time, or you know, like what it meant to the audience for it to be poison instead of a stabbing, or whatever kind of social conventions. It's so much nerdy fun. Like, I'm really enjoying it.
By the way, has anyone seen The Northman? Have you?
No, I have not.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, I remember I started watching it, and something happened. Yeah, I need to go back.
I got about halfway through and realized what it was based off of, and it was so annoying because then I knew the ending of it.
Oh no!
Because I was like, and they didn't say anything about it. Like, for example, you watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And it immediately tells you this is based off of the Odyssey.
Even though the guy denied it, it was the Odyssey.
The frogs, I mean, the sirens, like, come on. It's totally the Odyssey.
Yeah. But didn't they say it in the opening credits?
Did they?
Yeah. In the opening credits,
there was some other movie that was based on the epic poem, and then they went to the writer of the movie, and he was like, what a coincidence.
No. In Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, it actually says based off of the Odyssey by, Homer.
I think you're thinking of the Terminator, Johnny, the first Terminator.
Yes, it was based off Macbeth.
I don't need this kind of abuse.
Because when the three witches went back in time, and no, wait a minute, I'm sorry, no.
They went at 80 miles an hour and went back in time.
Who was that? Harlan Ellison? Maybe Harlan Ellison, right? Based on a
Harlan Ellison
story?
went back in time and killed Joan Rivers. I saw this episode.
Yes. Harlan Ellison went to the edge of forever.
Edge of forever. Thank you. Yes. See, I knew we had to talk about Trek before this.
Oh, got to do
Baby
Trek.
Hitler.
Got to Trek. Oh, have you seen the teaser for Strange New Worlds?
I've not.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Wow. It's just a little teaser scene. It's not, but it still looks fabulous, and I'm so excited about the new season of that. New season of Picard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. With the whole gang.
Oh, yeah. Back. The entire TNG crew coming back.
I saw a headline. I didn't read the article, but it's supposed to be a torch passing. Season 3 is. And so it's are they going to pass the torch to all the new people in the show, or is Picard stepping away and this is going to become a Worf Riker Crusher story?
Ooh.
Because when the show originally started, they talked about how you had the original series, okay? Then you had Voyager, and it was named after the ship. And you had Deep Space Nine, and it was named after the station. You had Enterprise, and it was named after the ship. Okay, you had Discovery, and it was named after the ship. You had Picard, but the ship wasn't called Picard. But when he dies, they will honor him and name the ship Picard. So the big theory behind this series was he was going to die by the end of the first season. Wink.
Yeah.
And the show was going to keep going with everything that his character set up for the new crew and they were going to rechristen the ship to the Jean-Luc Picard because they don't name ships after people who are alive.
Right.
Therefore, you would have your whole.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh.
See, that's a really good, and of course it's supposed to be the final season, but they're not going to finish it. So hopefully they will come back with something else that'll continue with the TNG cast. I would love to see something like that. Of course, did you know that Picard was not? They weren't certain whether he was going to come back between seasons 3 and 4 in Best of Both Worlds. He was in contract negotiations when he became Locutus, and they weren't certain whether or not he was going. So when Riker says fire,
that could have went.
They did not know what was going to happen in the season premiere of season 4. So because there was contract disputes between Patrick Stewart and Paramount, and so thank goodness he came back, and we've had 40 years now of Jean-Luc Picard, and I'm looking so forward to seeing how they finish out season 3. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And
we've only got 3 minutes left, and we may not have time for this, but spoilers. Did you see the Doctor Who regeneration?
No, because I don't have that channel, and so
if he's been on the internet, he knows what happened.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No. I purposely avoid spoilers. I avoid spoilers until I see the show. And unfortunately, HBO runs the show 5 years after it finally runs on. Not that long, but it's about 7 to 8 months. I mean, I just finally saw the New Year's Day special because it finally came on HBO. So no, I avoid all spoilers. So if the chat's talking about it right now,
I saw Kinder's name
people have left the chat. So they're just like, we're not going to spoil for Michael Cross.
I guess Kinder hasn't seen it either because he's like, click, closes the chat.
I mean, I know who she turns into. Obviously, the actor that we've been talking about.
That's it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
Well, but I don't know the story. I don't know anything about.
Doesn't matter.
Actual regeneration, how it happens.
It doesn't matter. It was all Chibnall.
Yeah, but the one
that episode really felt like a Davies episode.
That episode was really, really good. That episode was really, really good.
I'm looking forward to Russell T Davies coming back. I am looking forward to same day airing on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yes, finally, get my Doctor Who back.
I will say that it was whenever I was watching that regeneration and it happened, I was sitting on the couch and I actually, my teenagers had just gone to bed or whatever. And that happened. And I said, no way, so loudly. They thought something was wrong. And they were like, is everything okay?
Yeah.
I thought Doug was punching the air and
yeah,
was like,
I am disappointed. When Eccleston changed, when Eccleston regenerated, it caught everybody by surprise, and all of a sudden David Tennant was there. No one had any idea. We all knew, for example, that David Tennant. We knew the ending was coming, but we didn't know who was going to play him. So when he turned into Matt Smith, it was like, wow, that's really cool. But then they started doing this whole thing where we're going to announce who the actor is 6, 7, 8. A year before it happens.
Well, I think their official Twitter account said one of these two people is going to be the next Doctor, and it showed both of them, and they both are from a certain point of view.
Well,
and it's like
the problem is they're now. I mean, like when Peter Capaldi was announced, 6 months before the Matt Smith episode came, he comes out and it's a big, huge deal, and I'm like, it's. Fine, we all are excited to know who it's going to be, but I also like to be a little surprised when the new Doctor comes in. I was in the 80s.
I love the surprise.
Whenever Tom Baker turned into Peter Davison, totally took me by surprise. When Peter Davison turned into Colin Baker, when Colin Baker turned to Sylvester McCoy, these were surprises to me. And I enjoyed those surprises
too. They know ratings were super, super low, and they may needed to have said,
"That's true.
Please come watch this episode. This guy's in it."
Yeah, That is
Yeah.
true.
That may have been a big thing.
That is true.
Chibnall's out. This is Chibnall's last episode. And I really feel like Russell T Davies was walking around set during this episode. And so Chibnall was like, we got to straighten up.
I hope so.
Right.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
guy.
it was a good, the whole episode, in my opinion, was a very good episode. And it had a Russell T Davies feel to it more than it had a Chibnall feel.
Yeah. And so I'm really looking forward to that, the new season. I'm looking forward to the new Doctor, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Folks, it's 8 o'clock. Everybody,
Bye.
come to Extra Life tomorrow night, starting at 6 o'clock, Game HQ on Southwestern. We're going to be running for 24 hours. Even if you don't come at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, we are running even on Saturday. We've got a scavenger hunt, D&D scavenger hunt, where everyone's looking for jackalopes. That's going to be, and it's written by Ash, Connor, and Aiden Cross. So go out, come down and play that. Then we've got the Epic on Saturday. We're going to have Pathfinder. We're going to have board games. We're going to have drawings. We're going to have food. Lots and lots of food. I'm bringing donuts.
It's going to be really cool.
It's going to be really fantastic. And we're going to be playing all night long, so you can stop by any time. Don't feel like you have to show up at a certain time. Show up at any time. We're going to be playing AL games all the time. We're going to be playing Pathfinder games all the time. Come on down. The Great Jackalope Hunt on Friday night. It's going to be an absolute blast. Do join us. And then tomorrow, check out the promo for Campaign 2. Very excited about it. And then next Wednesday, Sunday for your patrons, you're going to get the first real, true, honest-to-goodness discussion of Campaign 2 for Red Dirt D&D. So we're very, very excited about that. So also, very quickly, you can go to the Red Dirt D&D Extra Life page. You can still donate all the way up until the Monday after, well, next Monday. And we've got a $25 Red Dirt D&D gift basket thing. So if you give $25, you know, which is a great thing to go ahead and get, and you'll get that Red Dirt D&D thing. So go to Extra
And
Life.
your name will be in the hat for the drawing.
So go to extra-life.org, search Red Dirt D&D, find our webpage, click on the $25. If we got 8 people to do that, we'd raise another $200 for children. So do that. It'll be fantastic. And you'll be in the drawing to win $100 from D&D Beyond. Thanks to Hal. Hal, you're awesome. You're awesome. We love you. We mentioned everything. Go vote. I think that's it.
Yes.
I think that's it. This has been awesome. Thank you, everybody who's been in the chat. Dunick, Andrew, Hal, S. Jones, Connor, Germs, Kendra Thulu.
Yeah.
So good to see you guys.
We love you guys so much. It's been fabulous.
Blackjack better be careful. They're making recipe lists in there.
Oh, my gosh. Hassenpfeffer. Yeah.
You got jackalope stew, jackalope sandwiches, roasted jackalope, fried jackalope.
Jackalope.
Okay, Forrest.
All right, you guys. We'll see you soon. See you guys.